Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. Let's see if this live stream is working here. It is officially day 53 and 54. We'll talk about the details of that, but let's just say this. You're going to want to hang tight for this one. It is a big one.
Here comes the money.
Oh, yes, it's going to be one of those tonight, folks. If you've not done so already, smash that like button. Likes are free. And buckle up, partner, because the championship round of the Hair versus Hair Challenge with Warrior Trading, Ross Cameron versus Algobox and Vinny Mini. Folks, I'm just telling you, it is winding up. This may be one of the last days of the trading contest. We are coming to that. I'm pretty sure it's the final week right now because Ross is controlling the time, but I'm controlling the dime. Let's take a look at the stats results here tonight. And don't forget to smash that like button. And don't forget, the trading is risky. It's not for everybody, but if it's for you, this might be the place for you. Let's show why that might be. Here comes Algobox and our trading results during this trading contest. Let's see how we're doing. Coming down in here to the trading window. Turn on the camera there. Here we go. Welcome aboard. If this is your first time with us, you have been missing out. You might want to go back and check the latest. This is the small account challenge, which is not very small anymore, as we can see from our account growth here over this trading period. This is, again, day number 54 officially today. 53, why I'm calling this video 53 and 54 is because 53, I had no trades. That was Friday. I did not trade. Taking 2 days of drawdown last week. We talked about that. We'll go into some of that here tonight. We're going to go through some really cool stuff. I'm not just going to show you guys results here tonight. I'm going to do some training with you guys. There are some advanced level things I want to show you guys tonight that are not in our trading video. So if you're here tonight and watching this video, you're going to want to put this one in a playlist, mark it down, put it on a separate section that goes, hey, you want to come back to this because this is some advanced level stuff I'm going to show you on higher time frames on a day like today with high level VIX and extra oomph from macroeconomic events with stuff in the news coming out with China and things. All we care about is there news, is there movement, is there VIX? Then we're going to try to go pick up more ticks. Don't forget that. VIX up, ticks up is what we talk about here. Okay, before I beat that dead horse, let's talk about the actual trading results today. Huge smashing win after our drawdown here on the far right side can be seen there on the trades. This again is all the way back from July the 5th when we started this trading contest through now the 9/20. Today is the 20th, 2021. Now, another thing you want to note right now, mark down today's date. Today is 09/20/2021. Which is a mouthful to say, but you're going to want to go and download this day's market replay data. This is what I call a 100K practice day. Okay, this is the type of day that if you catch this one right, I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't go ahead and push it for 100K. But with the trading contest, honestly, there's a little bit of additional, what's the word, pressure, I guess, and really didn't want to mess it up. I did end up taking a drawdown in the middle of the day, was up 8K from the morning session. Huge move up. We'll talk about that. And then midday got kind of stuck. I'll show you guys some screenshots of where all of that came in. And then end of day, final session, really just crushed it with that dropout at the end of the day before the bounce back up. And we'll kind of show you that as well, how that happened. But I was a little bit nervous. I really wish I could have pushed this farther, but today, $24,000. After commissions, I think it was 21 or 22 and change. Don't count me on that. I didn't look at the thing after commissions. We're gonna look at that here in just a moment, but I wanna point out where we currently are because I love to look at this mountain right now. And this, I was worried that we were gonna have maybe a further drawdown, a further drop, but no, beautiful opportunity today. Extra VIX coming in. A lot of that is that China news and things, so kind of helped the market kind of unleash. If you just caught some good trading opportunities, you let the volatility do the rest of the work there. And let's get into some of those trades here specifically in our trade analysis. Let's go to, let's see, we look at cumulative net. That doesn't really help us too much. Let's look at the drawdown. So we did have the most amount of drawdown. Again, as you can see, our drawdowns continue to get a bit larger as our account has gotten, we're over 100K. Now we're at 124,000. Don't count me on that specifically. But yes, we are having, we've had larger drawdowns now as we've come into the end of the contest. You're going to see that and expect that, keeping those in. We've got lots of videos around how we talk about that, how we control that. But let's look at it like this. Let's switch it to today's here real quick. And let's look day over day what this looks like. Okay, so highest drawdowns, obviously, again, you can see the growth as we went from our small account, as we started to grow, the kind of, they're proportional. But let's look at it like this. Let's go to this, well, that's our mountain there. It doesn't look near as cool as when you do trades, but let's go to this one right here. Okay, so was it 6? Yeah, 6 losing trade days so far in our trading contest. Little one there, again, pretty small compared to the win days. As you can see, this is one of the staples of the Algobox trading system, being able to have those small losses, big winners. This is inherent to our system and the way that we trade. Put the stops where they're supposed to be, closing out the trades when they're not working, and let the trades go to target. That is what we capitalize in our system, and we absolutely smashed it. Biggest day of the year here so far, and again, this really had to do with the VIX. This is not just, oh, now I just did something better or different. I didn't do anything different today. Other than, yes, we just pushed it. We had the opportunity. You got to know when that opportunity is there. You could just feel it today. Download today and you'll see what I'm talking about. It'll be hard because you don't have AudioBox. Again, AudioBox was a huge part of our trade. Go look in our room today. If you want to scroll back, even in a later video, if you're watching this at a later time, go into our room on this date and look at all of our members talking about, wow, the AudioBox is just kicking. AudioBox is giving you so much detailed information about being able to hold a trade longer, pushing out targets. Really, no point in having target 1s here today. I pushed everything out pretty much to all target 2s. I was using my large ATM. I'm going to show you guys how I used. Notice this one I set to none today, and this one was my large settings for today. But I pretty much, between these two, I would initiate my position here and I would add to my position here, and we'll talk about some of that as well, how you do that and why I have to do that because of the speed of the market, especially on NQ. But the majority of the morning actually for me was traded off of the ES. Why would I be trading ES today? If I'm not really, I don't trade ES very often. Why is that? Because usually it is too slow. But on a day like today, the NASDAQ might be moving too fast, right? NQ might be my favorite. Why? Because this one's got the extra speed, we got the extra volatility, or even when the volatility is down, what's moving? NASDAQ, right? But am I going to trade a NASDAQ on a day like today where we have like stupendously fast speed because of that extra VIX? No, that is a big, big no-no. We don't want to be trading the NASDAQ on a high volatility, super fast speed day. Except in certain points, maybe during the lunch hour. And yes, at the end of the day, I actually made the majority of my trades at the end of the day were in the NASDAQ on the drop off. It was dropping the fastest, and I did get into that one, and that was a beast. But ES was my morning. All 8K this morning was from the ES, and we'll get into the intraday stuff here today on that. I think there will be more details around that'll be helpful on how we traded today. But let's see, anything else on, let's see, hour of day. Again, this isn't super helpful right now because mostly I am trading end of day, as you guys already know. This has nothing to do with, you know, is the morning not a good time to play with our system? No, morning is still just as good in my opinion. I still think the afternoon is better for me personally. Just has to do with my schedule when I'm awake, and I've got kids schedules, I've got homeschool with the kids and things, working with them. I got a pregnant wife right now, etc. So the afternoon is the time when I really get the opportunity to shine with the system. So I don't know that this half hour is super helpful here. Now, on the fully automated system, this is very important. So those of you guys who are using full auto, if you got the gold pack and got the 3 robots that are coming with gold right now, those are going to be key and pivotal. What times of day those are going to be running. This becomes very, very important. So get familiar with this stat on your half hours of day and even your hour of day to see what hours you want to run that system and letting it run through on our turbo risk turned on. Okay. Day of week. Wow. So Monday has now outshined and superseded our typical Wednesday, pretty much because there's an outlier here. So let's be honest. We know that this is because we had a pretty big outlier today, right? So I wouldn't say that Monday's going to be our best day to trade. In general, Wednesday is still, you know, far and above. We've got the most volatility stuff coming in on this day because we've got crude oil inventory numbers, we've got housing numbers always scheduled on this day, and then you've got news events that get pushed from Monday, Tuesday, on days when we have, on weeks where we have a Monday off, on Labor Days, etc., which we just had recently last week. And then trickling through into Thursday because you got Red Star News events here, and a lot of that prep comes in right here on Wednesday, as we've talked about in previous videos. So let's get into, I think it's time to look at today's stuff because we've covered the majority of what we need to look at there. So we've covered our 6 days of losers, big to small, etc. And, oh, summary. Would help to go to our full summary, but I want to look at that mountain one more time. Look at this. Look at this beauty. So tasty. That is a very tasty mountain we're climbing there. Very, very good. Very, very excited about our stats on our little contest here. Okay, so let's go to summary though, where we're currently sitting. 124 6,391.44. Here's the big stats right here that we care about. 65% profitable and profit factor 2.16. This is a key right here. I don't care what anybody's telling you. If you are going to lock into stats, if you combine these two, in my personal opinion, particularly around our strategies and the way that we trade, these are our keys right here, is getting the percentage along with the profit factor. That profit factor means our winners are 2.16 times the size of our losers on average over this entire trading contest so far. And hold time, I like that too. 2.21 minutes for a hold time on average over that trading window. Now, some very interesting stats that I want you to look at for today. Let's go to today's summary. And we go to the 20th. So after commissions, 22,799, awesome day. Profit factor 2.56. Winners, 2.5 times the size of the losers. Not great on the profitable side. This really had to do with kind of getting caught up and gotten stuck on some trades as I continued to get bigger on my positions there as I took those losses, as you guys know that I do on trades 1 through 5, and didn't contribute too well. But again, does not have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect to be profitable when you're sitting there with a 2.56 profit factor, winners being larger than the losers. The average at the end of the day was 2.29, but I want to point this out. This was after my end of day NASDAQ trades that were pretty quick at the end of the day. But the morning, I'm going to show you guys where we were at in the morning, because I did post screenshots into our room where I currently was in the morning, where we were at that 8K mark. And let's pull that up and over here with our trade room and look at the hold times difference on ES. But first, before we get into that, my boy Trades by Matt, the guy who, I gave him the largest donation he's ever received. And this guy is such a disrespectful little biatch, pardon my French. But he blew another account. Those of you guys who are tracking right now, this is now this is his personal account. So if we include the 6 times he's blown out, mind you, how many months into the year are we? We're 9 months into the year, and the kid is blown out 6 times now this year, including his own personal account today. I mean, like, he needs a shirt that says like Blowout Boy on the back. He now, for some reason, he thinks it's a smart idea. He's selling merchandise on the back that says, what's it called? No stops, no life, no stops. I don't know, something like this. No stops. I don't know. How do you trade with no stops? You're an idiot. You're a fool. Blows his account again. So, hey, Matt, Trades by Matt. Everybody go check out Trades by Matt. He won't say my name. He's scared to say my name. He's a disrespectful little turd, but hey, you know what? Props to you, bro. I can't do what you do, bro. You got skills I can't do. I mean, you got skills to pay the bills. I don't know how you're paying the bills with 0 profits on the year and blowing 6 accounts in a single year that we've been watching publicly. So, bro, hey, congratulations. Way to go. You're calling me a shill. Hilarious. Bro, I ain't done with you, by the way. I remember what you said 8 months ago, and this Friday is your last day, bro. All right, enjoy it. You're not gonna get away with that for too long, bro. It's coming. So you got till Friday to issue an apology, or we'll be returning the favor. Let's just put it that way. All right, so let's take a peek at some of our members here real quick. Holy cow, look at our members here. One of our members here, this is Central AM, $3,300. Profit factor 6.53. If you guys can see those numbers, 67% profitable. That is huge. Let's look through some more results. KC, a little bit new, jumping in, 1.78 on the profit factor for a $411. I think he's trading micros. I'll have to check with him on that. 72% profitable. Excellent work there. Napoleon, pulling down 4K today. Chooch, how do you do here? 100% profitable. Hit all of his winners there. Nice job, Chooch. Kevin K, how'd you do today, brah? $385, not too bad. 78% profitable? Excellent. I believe that's a micros account. So in a mini, that would be $3,800 for him. Our guy's talking about his martingale continuing to add to his position. Okay, another thing, bro. You live in Texas. I'm in Texas. I asked Alexa today, what was that weather? Today, the weather was like 95 degrees, and this kid is wearing his merch. Again, this is the most expensive merch he sells with this hoodie, right? So he's like, hit the hoodie, guys. Buy my hoodie, because I need it, because I'm gonna blow another account today. It is 95 degrees. I don't know what. Look, is this mental? Is this mental issue? I don't know. Okay, but I don't like this kid. He is a disrespectful little turd, and he called me an old man. So you know what? Yeah, go get wrecked. That's all I got to say about that. And keep that sweater on, bro. Those nipples warm. All right, let's see. Keep on going here. Analytic has been hilarious. He's now thinking that apparently I've got somebody sitting behind me who's apparently trading against me. I don't know. Again, the guy's got more conspiracy theories than who's that guy that was out of Austin? Tinfoil hat guy. Anyhow, let's keep on scrolling. Some of this stuff is so hilarious today. Let me get to some more results because that's what we're all about here today. Bob, $1,000, 88% profitable, profit factor 2.99. Basically, his winners 3 times the size of his losers. Here we go. Okay, so it wasn't 8K, sorry. Felt like it was 8K this morning. 72.25 for me for the morning session. And I had my stats. Check this out. I was 100% on the morning on ES. Here we go. Trades only short for the morning session. And after commission, 7K. Sorry, not 8K. I mistakenly said 7K. I felt like I was up 8. I felt like it was double. I just say double bonus because I was approaching it. Anyhow, that's the way that I see things. 100% profitable. Look at the hold time, though. That is 6 minutes. For me, again, if you're looking at our average, the entire trading contest over, again, actual trading days is at 54, time spent. Man, it's been more than, it's like we're in the 3rd month here now. But everything from holidays, there's been 2 holidays in there, there's weekends, etc. It's been a while. We've been doing this for a while, right? Look at the hold time now. 3 times the average, 6.4 minutes of hold time for the ES, but that's still pretty good. It was moving pretty good here today. If you guys saw the movement on the ES, when NASDAQ is what I normally want to trade, but the ES is moving at a NASDAQ pace, right? Why would I not want to trade it when it's going to pay me how much? It's paying me $12.50 per tick, but it's moving at the pace of NASDAQ that's paying me $5 a tick. So I'm getting the same movement as I would get on my 5, but now I'm getting paid more than double for my trouble. How about that? So again, if the ES is moving, here's the rules, folks. If the ES is moving like the NASDAQ, then by all means, move over to the ES and let it pay you twice the amount for the same movement. That's what you want to be looking out for. So drawing up some of the setups here, some of the cool setups that we caught from the morning. You got that obvious gigantic double pink dot after the big pop-up. This is an HMD, right? That is the same as a cross. We're coming in on a bubble because it's the higher time frame. We push up and in. We've got the double pink cross on the high time frame. We get the dropout. We get a little bit nervous as it starts to come back up and in, but what do we have to hold? Why would we want to hold this? We've got the headshot coming in on the middle time frame here as we are riding down on the 5 algo bars, and then the pinpoint entry location spots. What do we have? We've got double cross, double moves. We've got double dots, and over here on the left to start it all off, we also have an HMD drawing that horizontal line across. You can see me highlighting that right there. This was how we knew this was going to be another good spot here, because this was prior level that we had looked at from before. And again, this is not support and resistance like you guys have seen support resistance. These levels that you're seeing, like a level like that one right there, is generated by what? That is a major cross. What is a cross? That is our Flowmaster system identifying where the big money came in, and we can guarantee ourselves that it came in right there. That's why we use those as locations for the support resistance, and these are automatically drawn for us. So candy day from the open, beautifully opening up at almost a double bonus. Again, for me, anything over 4K, I really started at 5K. If I hit 5K, that's a bonus day. If I'm getting double my 4K, what I'm looking for, again, I'm targeting $4,000 a day. If I get more than that, that's bonus. So if I get a double bonus, that means I've gotten double my 4,000 or more over the 8,000 on the day. Now today we absolutely crushed it. The full end of day, that's pretty huge, right? That was like I don't know, six times bonus day. Huge, right? It's awesome. Here we go. So Roberto, he's new with us. $600, not bad. 66% profitable, profit factor 1.85. Amazing work there. Big Mini Fridge, $293. I believe he's still trading micros. He's not quite a member yet, but I believe he's using the trial. So if you guys want to pick up the trial, you definitely should. Don't forget the website is getting released tonight. After this, it's literally what I'm doing. As soon as this is done, I am literally hanging up with you guys. I already told Curtis I am needing to move this stuff over. He's going to help me out getting the DNS set up, and we are moving over to HostGator. I am no longer going to use GoDaddy. GoDaddy is now supporting basically killing babies. So I said kind of F off to GoDaddy. We are moving our location, moving our host and everything off of them, and our new site is coming out tomorrow, and it's a good and a bad. We get this amazing, cool new website. It's going to be awesome. Well, the drawback to that is the gold that we currently are doing is completely going away. So if you guys do want to get that gold, it is still there for a few more hours on the old website. And there's a link there that says vinnyemini.com/final offer. And then she's bye-bye. All right. So let's keep on going there. What's he showing here? Oh, he was showing me the double cross where he was holding in on it. And that one kind of got him stuck. Again, he's new with us. And he didn't do 2 tri-roll and didn't close out above, so he got stuck into some heat there. And you gotta play it the way that we taught you guys how to play it. Okay, so end of day. Let's scroll through to, there's our 5 trades. If you guys have not printed out one of our 5 trade sheets, I do recommend that you get one of these printed out if you have not done so already. Here's mine, Millionaire, made for me. I don't know what he makes this magic stuff out of. I wouldn't say print it. It's definitely not print. I don't know what they make this magical stuff out of, but it's pretty awesome. Thanks again, Millionaire, for setting me up with a nice one. You guys can print one of my paper ones out by going over there into the tips and tricks section and print one out for yourself. Okay, so here's where I got borked in the afternoon. Look at that. This was a mess. I got caught trying to get long here. Got all like excited about us moving back up. I should have noticed this. We got the hill to the left. But I started getting cutesy with it. I was up 8K, you know, and I'm all excited. I think I hit up 11K at the point where all this started to hit, and then I end up taking a significant drawdown through this, trying to fight that through. Then eventually I'm like, okay, fine, I'm kind of getting short. Then as I'm getting to add to position right here, thing pops back up on me again. Get wrecked. Even on the short side, I'm like, dude, what is going on? But then I'm kind of like, I'm chill at this point after I take my loss right here. And I just got to take a deep breath, and I see what's setting up over here. I'm like, man, we've got these levels right here. I got double dots up here. I've got another red dot. I got dot. I'm like, this is gonna drop. I'm like, I just gotta wait. I need to be patient. I gotta wait. So we got this 2 opportunities over here. I get this red headshot. I add in right here. On the pink, I add in again. Now this thing starts to pop back up on me, and I do get nervous. But at this point, I had been so high up on the day. At this point, I kind of YOLO this play, all right? And I add to this position multiple times. I'm adding right here. I end up adding here as it pops back up. This is, wouldn't say my final ad, but I added right here, but I start getting really sweaty. I'm like, man, if we pop over this, I mean, I don't know. Now we're back to the long side, and I would have been borked if this thing had gone up here, and I probably would have been into another red day if we popped up and over this one. This was the play that really started to push for me as this dropout started to come, and you could just hear the drum. This was like a very easy and quick thing. It's very exciting when the market just starts to go and go quick. It makes it much, much easier. This is a huge dropout that came. I was targeting this level here. I end up bailing out majority of my position as that level started to get hit right there, and yet it still continued to go even farther, and I kind of kicked myself for that afterwards. As we pulled back up, I did add to some additional positions coming back into that, but it was a little bit tough as we kind of came right in this spot, and we hold it on out and end up closing out the day at a 24K day. That was huge. I think it was this one, this secondary.
Long.
Yeah, I wanted to go here and here. I wanted to go back and add again, but I'm like, no. I was so nervous, and so I end up at this point, I kind of walk away because that one, that was a little bit nerve-wracking. But yeah, that was a little bit of some tough spots there. But yeah, so here I posted in bigger than necessary drawdown, but was pretty happy walking away on that. But kind of later, as I'm seeing, you know, at this point of the day, there's still like more than an hour left. There's an hour and a half left of the day at this point, and plenty of opportunity to have gone even bigger than this. And if it hadn't been for the trading contest, and I was literally kind of like sweating like, oh man, I almost gave back my big day and coming away with a pretty big win there for us. I was excited, wanted to close that out. Competition does do things. It's a plus and it's a minus. It's the additional pressure there. But you know, one of these I really want to hit that 6K day or 6-figure day. I've never hit a 6-figure day. Biggest day I've ever had was 58K. That was during a Brexit event. We may have some events like that coming. Like, I think the market is about to have some, again, personal feeling. There's nothing technical about it, but you hear what's going on in the news, macro events, a lot of upheaval of things going on, the China news, and things starting to look disheveled there. And yeah, I think that I just think there's some big things. Right, we'll talk about that in a whole nother video, I think. But I think there's going to be some big opportunities coming in. But yeah, so that's how the day went. Let's talk about some of
the
harmonic pattern.
trade
Nasdaq
areas on the big time frame.
Fib
So
dot.
that's
Nasdaq on the twos.
that was Ian. Here we go. Remo hitting 3K. I like to see that. Yeah, so somebody was saying, oh yeah, you know, you guys will hear this a lot in the trading industry, like, oh man, it's great for a Monday. Okay, well, that's good. I get it. You're going to generalize things. We have some generalities about different days, but what I always tell you guys is never lock the market into a box that says like the market does this on this day, right? Because what I'm telling you, or you know, some people's like, oh yeah, well the best time of day to trade is in the morning or the afternoon or the lunchtime. Look, you're going to hear these phrases a lot. I will tell you in general, there are things you want to kind of give yourself an SOP, standard operating procedure. But here's the ultimate of all of those. Okay, look, the market is going to do whatever the heck it wants at any time or all times of the day. You just need to be prepared to execute. And that's why I tell everybody, like, forget your feelings at the door, forget your, I don't want to say emotions, because I don't think that people who say that emotional trading is bad, I don't believe that. In fact, I think that emotions honestly drive your adrenaline levels into states where you're actually more acutely aware of things going on, which is how I tell you, my suggestion is to crank up the music. Now, you'll notice that everybody who's telling you, be calm, do the thing, have no, guess what? They're not good traders. Like, go find me one. I'll show you. I'll prove it to you right now. But we do something differently. What do you think it is that we do different? Well, we do a lot of things different, and one of those is I tell you the opposite. I don't tell you to do yoga in the morning. I tell you to, like, go do a sprint. Get your heart rate up. Get going. Bust it. Get your mind ready to go. Drink some caffeine. Get yourself in a key level for 1 hour, and then sit down in maximum levels of concentration for 1 hour, and then walk away. The end of the game comes 60 to 90 minutes, just like every other game in life. I don't know why people sit there and think like, oh, I'm going to trade this game better. I'm going to play this game better because it's trading. Look, there's nothing different about what we're doing here. We're buying and selling stuff. That's it. We are a business. We buy, we sell. We buy, we sell. That's it. We're not trying to invest. We're not investors. Look at the investors. The investors are getting killed today overall, right? Again, these type of days, these are blood in the water days. I do really well on these days. I love it because the market dive bombs. It drops faster than it pops. Okay, always remember that too. So if you get a big red day, you know, get ready to... And there's Casey putting in the blood in the water thing. It's hilarious. Don't forget about Veritas, Project Veritas tonight. If you guys aren't on their stuff, I do recommend you guys go and check out their stuff. Get on their mailing list because, look, they're getting banned everywhere. I tried to reshare one of the things here tonight and instantaneously get something from Facebook that says, oh, this is, I don't know, misinformation, blah, blah. Dude, this is not misinformation. They literally record it coming out of their mouth. It's not misinformation. They are just withholding information. You guys know what I'm talking about. For IndieX, okay, we had questions there. Anything? There's something else. I'm going to show some charts. Chooch added some more to his P&L there. Closes out there at this point. Yeah, pretty close to the end of the day here. He closes out with 2K on the day. Well done, Cheech. Or Chooch. 2 try rule. This was a little bit of a tricky one I want to show you guys. 2 try rule on a DCDM. As you see this DCDM coming, you're looking for the short entry. You take the first short right in this spot, trying to get short. What happens? You get stopped out by a few ticks right there, right? So as we come back down, you can try a re-enter, right? The trick is, this is a very difficult one. You get stuck in one of these. I'm always telling people, like, you might want to look when you get this good of an opportunity, when it's that strong, you can see it. I mean, it just stands out like a sore thumb. When this comes back up, you may want to use something on the back side to re-enter, as the break of that green dot would be the indicator for me. We break that double dot right there, boom, and I'm coming back down to my double cross location. A little bit of a tricky one. This is not a standard. That's why I want to show this one. I told you guys advanced level stuff here tonight. If you see something like this, just one, you know, put this one over on your side pile. This is not something that you absolutely have to do. In fact, if you miss out on this one, no big deal. You get stopped out once, you get stopped out twice right here. No big deal on a retry. You lost out on what, 12 ticks? Okay, 6 ticks to the top, twice. That's going to be 12 ticks. Not a big deal, right? Because again, what are our winners? Huge, right? Our DCDM winner is from this location all the way down to here, right? Your risk is this, right? So huge, huge move down to that. Look at that, to the tick. If you guys want to see how DCDMs, you know, play out so often, how many times do they go just to their spot? Almost every stinking time. If you catch a good one, amazing stuff there. Okay, want to talk about that one? Jeremiah, did you get 100%? He hit 100%, 1K. Well done there, Jeremiah. Loving that. Small account challenge. Ross did 8% translation. He made 2K today. Good job. Great job, Roster. And let's see. Big mini fridge there. Oh, he put some more on the boards. 582, 79%, 1.49 profit factor across the boards. Well done, big mini fridge. Loving it. Can I call you BMF? BMF? I don't know. That has other connotations. Maybe I shouldn't call him BMF. But, okay. It is pretty impressive. I mentioned this about Ross. He, in a long-only strategy, he made money today. I actually thought he would have been lost on that. Another difficult, tricky one like this. What do you see right here? Obviously, you see the headshot. Okay, let's look at this. Headshot into a multi-green PRZ after an accumulation and what looks like a first attempt at a distribution dump, and it came quickly. Remember racquetball. I always want to tell you guys, what is this? Okay, go watch the videos around the racquetball play. Okay, playing racquetball, it's what I always tell you guys. Picture, smack the ball hard, goes fast up, hits the front wall, bam, it's coming back. Okay. But if you just kind of bobble the ball up there, you're trying to get your opponent to have to run up to the front of the court and get it stuck up front. That is going to continue. So slow speed, the slow grinder. If you grind, you don't rewind. Remember that. Grind, don't rewind, meaning you're going to continue. But if you go fast into an area, which this one did, be careful. Racquetball off the wall. Comes into the wall. That red headshot needs to be careful with this one. Just be ready to close that out. I don't mind if you take a shot at it, but be very, very careful as this comes in like this. You've got this became a trap, and that was a huge trap coming out of there. And you need to make sure, look, it's not a big deal if you take a stop out, right? Like a lot of people make a big deal. Oh, look, that red headshot failed. Yes, nothing is 100%, folks, but play our system out over time. You'll see. Like, look at the results. The results speak for themselves. The results of our room are greater than any other room I've ever seen, and I can state that for a fact. Yeah, that's my personal experience. You guys find a better room than ours? I always tell you guys, here's the Vinny E-Mini guarantee. If you can find a room better than ours, please let me know about it, because I will join it. I will buy myself a copy or whatever, subscription to that room, and I will buy you one too. Okay? So again, go out there, keep searching, but you're going to be hard-pressed to find it. I've looked. Okay, so be careful on these. You might want to take these as a breaker piercer to the long side when you see one of these happen and occur. If it breaks that red dot, what is the break of a red dot? Called a piercer. Okay, take that piercer play, no problem. This one ends up being a huge one. Be careful with ones that look like this, because again, I know that some of you guys, you still pull your stops back. Don't do it. Just let yourself take the losses, folks. Take the small losses. The big wins will pay for themselves. Yes, that is a trap. You can kind of see it if you're familiar with looking for traps. This is very clear. Without the red dot headshot there, you can totally see this looks like a trap. But if to the untrained eye, if you did see this, you might want to take an opportunity, and especially right there, they give people what's called the second look, the leg of hope. Okay, that's the little hope, and then boom. I mean, it's bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. We break all the way back through that box, as I told you guys before. You've seen my videos on this where we have the zip, the first pop out, comes back through, and we go the other side, right? And when that happens, that's a huge move, and we continue to go often. So be careful of those. That was just a trap that I had seen there. What do we got? All micros. GP crushed on micros, folks.
Fibbed off.
$4,000
on the twos.
in micros. That's $44,000, technically speaking. GP, I think he might have been the only person that beat me today on tick grabs. So congratulations there, bro. GP absolutely smashed it. He was talking about his entry and stuff. You guys want to go check it out, see how he ran through that. Definitely do that. And yes, I did say my personal feelings that more days like this are coming, if not tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow. But soon, I think we're going to be way more volatility days. Probably Wednesday. I think there's FOMC on Wednesday as well, so that's going to be huge. But what is tomorrow? So to me, personally, windfall day. You guys have heard my videos before. If you haven't, here's the rule. On a windfall day, massive profits you make on one day. Tell yourself this, just mentally. It's not an actual thing, so trolls, hold your pants, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. You play as though you owe the market double what you just made today. Okay, so I made $22,000 today. That means tomorrow I owe the market $44,000 if I'm playing tomorrow. You see how that mentally puts myself into a new place where I want to deny the market from taking its pound of flesh. You understand that? and I've talked about this at length. I won't go into that. Go watch the video on this of, you know, the history and the statistics on that, showing other traders and how that works. But back-to-back days, you'll have big days followed by big losers, and vice versa. So, well, not really vice versa, because oftentimes when people take a big loss, they don't do it the other way. Even though if they did play into the market, they take a big loss on one day, the next day they'll probably have some big win. But they usually get their tail tucked between their legs, and the next day they're just happy to like get a little whatever their little daily P&L target. Oh, I got my $500. Hey, I'm out.
NASDAQ
Okay,
on the wave.
and they walk away from a day that could have been a 20K, 50K, 100K day because they, you know, got wrecked from the day before. However, on a day like tomorrow, oftentimes you take a big windfall day, you're like got the confidence going. Even myself happened kind of today at lunch, right? I was super overconfident. I'm crushing it already. I have 100% profitable on ES. The markets are moving fast. And yes, I get hung up in that, man, like probably the one spot that was the one spot that would have been the most difficult spot in the day, where we're just getting tore up in that little spot. I mean, did you see all the dots that were coming in on that spot? And, you know, I shouldn't be playing dots. I didn't play just dots. I played a headshot to start it, then a double dot. But the other colors were also coming in there. I should have recognized that that's going to be an accumulation zone, but I was like, I'll get a few ticks out of it. And next thing you know, I'm eating it, and I was being stubborn because I was already up 8K and contests, and I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want it the third loser day in a row. And so I pushed it, and yeah, I went ahead and closed out after I'm taking some heat on it. And yes, at the end, you know, getting to come back and crush it, but you know, there was more drawdown than I absolutely needed to have there. And if I shouldn't have been trading lunch either. Think about it. I traded the morning session, then I also traded the lunch session because, yes, I heard AlgoBox or AudioBox just kicking like crazy. So it was very hard and tempting not to be coming over and playing, but I did. I went and played the middle session and played the afternoon session. Should you be trading 3, folks? No, right? Breaking my rules. I'm going to call it bending the rules, right? I know why the rules exist. So therefore, if I know why they exist, I can be cognizant of it and be aware and come back and be able to smash, which is what I ended up doing. But again, I'm not recommending that. I do not recommend trading 3 sessions. You know, take that. In fact, if I had just taken the midday off, like it would have been better. And yes, some of it was that, look, tonight I knew I was going to focus on the website, so I wanted to get it done early, and had my middle day session worked out, I actually would have left that there, but it ended up, you know, drawing down. So I didn't want to, I was like, I got to play the last half of the day because my ego, folks. There's nothing wrong with ego. Everyone's like, oh, man, his ego. Who cares? Who cares? You got a problem with my having ego? So what? If you can back it up, that's the whole point. I know some other guys who got an ego. Hey, trades by Matt. Hey, and your boy Matt. I buried Day Trader Paradise. Matt, I'm just going to tell you, you got till Friday. I'd like to hear an apology from you. I think you should be a bigger man than what you pretend to be. And go ahead and issue that apology in your next set of videos. And hey, maybe you and I can be buddies here in Texas. If not, there's going to only be room for one of us. All right, if you know what I'm saying. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G. Don't forget we are releasing the website tonight. And you've got a few more hours. Thanks for hanging out, and I sending it out with that big H-Town. See ya.